We're calling out fentanyl roulette. One pill can kill. A reality Amy, a devastated mother who lost her 14-year-old son, knows all too well. Take a look.
The first time I heard about fentanyl was my sister busting in my house being like, don't touch anything in his room, it's fentanyl. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I have no idea what's going on right now. If Alexander could have got a lesson, I wish he knew about fentanyl. I wish he understood that fentanyl poisoning is real and that every time you try something, you're playing with your life. It is pill roulette every time you try it. I know that if he knew the effects of his passing, it would crush him. He never intended for me to find him on his bedroom floor. He never intended for his dad to administer CPR, trying to save his life while we were waiting for the paramedics. Even his 12-year-old sister wanted to run in there and try to help do CPR, but I held her back. Alex didn't intend for me to see him wheeled away on a stretcher and put into an ambulance. Alex had no intentions of me seeing him lying on a stainless steel table covered with a sheet with only his head showing. Alex had no intentions of me knowing what it felt like to kiss his face for the last time. The images that I'm left with of that day replay in my mind on a regular basis. This is my son, Alexander. He died at 14 years old from fentanyl poisoning.
Amy, I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine the pain. I felt it in that video, and I'm sure that pain continues.
It's with me every day for sure. We wake up with it and we go to bed with it.
Tell us about Alex.
Well, Alex lived for 14 years. I feel like I could probably sit here and talk to you for 14 years about him, but I know we don't have that kind of time. But overall, Alex was a very curious kid, very outgoing, deeply curious about the world around him. But unfortunately, that curiosity carried over into drugs, and it started in first grade with the first drug prevention week. Instead of being scared of drugs, he came home like, tell me more about how this alters my mind or how it impacts my body. And, then and there we knew that it was going to be a part of our life at some point. Excuse me. We knew it would be part of our life at some point. I just didn't know it was going to be like this.
What happened when, I understand in your story that he admitted that he tried marijuana at one point?
He did. So when he was 13 years old, he had a bunch of friends over to the house, and those mom instincts are very strong. And I was, something's going on here. That next day I found the rolling papers, and I was like, okay, what's going on? He told us everything that night, that they had been experimenting with weed, that he tried it, and it was interesting for him because Alex, with that very curious mind, that overactive mind, he said, well, it calms me, and I feel in control of what I'm doing. And so for him to see the downside of it was really difficult. Even though we educated him, we talked about, here's what's happening in your brain, here's what's happening in your body. And of course, he didn't get off lightly from that. He was grounded from video games. We took his phone away. There was consequences. But unfortunately, those consequences just were never enough.
And Amy, he actually was sent to treatment, is that right?
Yes. We put him in a mood and anxiety program that treated mild substance use. And after about 30 days, he came home, and he was more engaged with the family. And he was helping cook dinner, cleaning the house, hanging out. He wanted to have dinner together every single night. He wanted to make sure we ate dinner together every night. So that was important to us. And he was just there. He was present with us.